The Katha takes us back into the realm of Bhagwan Vishnu. And Narad Muni is still seated there, and Narad Muni is still very inquisitive, and Narad Muni is trying to prove a point. Narad Muni is trying to prove the point that Lord Ganesh is inferior and he is superior. We live in a world, and we live in a time, and we live in an age where we don't care whose back we have to stand on once we shine, once we are noticed. And so we don't care what we have to say or what we have to do. We want to gain some level of success and some level of importance. And in doing so, we don't care who we hurt. We don't care who we put down. We don't care who we cause pain and distress to. Narad Muni, seated at the feet of Bhagwan Vishnu, he says, "Oh Bhagwan Vishnu, I've heard the beautiful katha of how Lord Ganesh celebrated his birthday, his Janma. And I heard that in honor of his birthday, his mother prepared 21 dishes for him. I heard that Lord Ganesh went to that place and he sat. And Lord Ganesh ate all of the food, all 21 dishes, and left none behind for anybody else. He must be a very greedy being." Have you ever met with a greedy being before? Mothers have to caution their children, especially their sons, when they go to the pot. Remember, everybody else have to eat, or else you know what will happen. When you go to the kitchen, you'll only find a pot. You'll find no food. Narad Muni says, he must be a very greedy being. Narad Muni says then, out of arrogance and his ignorance, he started to walk. But his stomach was so full, he could hardly move. He was sitting on this mouse, and the mouse was screeching for their life. And so the mouse almost died. Narad Muni is telling. But Narad Muni is telling what he only heard of. He did not see, he did not witness. He is telling what he heard of. Have you ever heard something and you tell this story as though you were there? Hello, we are Trinidadians. We are all guilty of that. We like to tell this story. We like to put in parts and take out parts and polish it up to suit us. And we tell this story. Actually, we tell our own version of this story. Not necessarily what are the facts, but what we think should be said. And so Narad Muni says, he started to walk, and then he couldn't walk anymore. So he sat on the back of the mouse, and the mouse was screeching for their life. And the mouse, unable to bear the weight, the mouse threw him off, and he fell on the ground, and he started to roll like a ball. Have you ever used the phrase, "I ate so much, I feel I can't walk, I better lie down and roll"? Have you ever used that phrase before? We all Trinidadians, we all greedy. We eat because of our eye and not because of our stomach. And many times we eat and we become very uncomfortable. True or not? Then we have to go looking for Toms. Then we have to go looking for Andrews. Then we have to go looking for Enos. Then we have to go looking for club soda. I'm talking about Pundit Sunil. I don't know about you. I'm talking about myself. They will tell you that my favorite drink is club soda. They will tell you that my favorite snack is Tums, because I always have some kind of ingestion. And they say to me, it's because you're greedy. All the time. But the people who know me and are around me know that I eat very little and I plan to live for very. And if you're wise, you'll do the same thing. Eat little and plan to live. Narad Muni says, then passing by was a snake, a serpent, and Lord Ganesh, whose belly was hanging and uncomfortable, Lord Ganesh grabbed hold of the snake and he wrapped it around his waist like a belt. And even the snake started to cry because the snake was under pressure. And so as Lord Ganesh was now wearing the belt of the serpent, the snake, it says what will happen? Chandrama, the moon, started to laugh. And as the moon started to laugh, Lord Ganesh became angry. He became upset. When somebody look at you and laugh, do you get upset? Hello? When somebody look at you and laugh, do you get upset? In Trinidad, there is a proverb we use. Not every green teeth is a... Have you ever heard that? Not every green teeth is a smile. Have you ever heard that before? How do you know when somebody is genuinely smiling with you? Am I genuinely smiling with you? How will you know? How does a fake smile look? How does a genuine smile look? And so, Chandrama, the moon, started to laugh. And this made Lord Ganesh upset. It made him angry. Even Lord Ganesh is becoming angry. It is human to become upset. It is human to become angry. But it is intelligent to know that you should not act when you are angry because you never make the right decisions. It is intelligent to remind yourself that I should not speak and I should not perform actions when I am angry because I will live to regret these. I will say things that I am not supposed to. I'll perform actions that I will regret in days to come. And so we have to be very intelligent. It says, Lord Ganesh, hearing the moon laughing, Lord Ganesh looked at Chandrama, the moon, and he placed a shrap, he placed a curse on the moon. And he says, oh Chandrama, you are laughing at me, and so you are making me feel bad. So I give you the Varadan. Today is my birthday. I want to give you a birthday gift. I want to give you a birthday gift. Lord Ganesh, who is celebrating his birthday, is giving a gift to Chandrama, the moon. You ever gave somebody a gift for your birthday? You ever gave somebody a token for your birthday? And so Chandrama received the shrap, the curse, that on the night of the Janma of Lord Ganesh, whomsoever looks at the moon will be blamed wrongfully. That's why we are told that we should not look at the moon on the night of Ganesh Jayanti. You should refrain from looking at the moon. But do you know, for some strange reason, the moon always finds itself in front of us, and by force you have to see the moon. And then for the whole year they say things that you didn't say. They blame you for things that you have no clue about. They try to drag you down. Well, I want to tell you, this year I made sure I stay inside. I did not look at the moon. Some intelligent person posted on Facebook a picture of the moon. I disconnected Facebook. Do you see? I am not even doing a Facebook live. My phone is down and quiet. I don't even want to see the moon in a picture. And so Lord Ganesh, placing this curse on the moon, Chandrama, the moon, started to cry. And Chandrama begging. What was he begging and saying? He says, oh Lord Ganesh, many innocent people will look at the moon unknowing, and so they will be blamed. And this is an event that unfolded between you and I. Why should everybody suffer because of something that happened between you and I? Listen to the words of wisdom. When one person has an issue, they begin to spread that issue. And everybody should suffer because they are having a problem. Is it that you're vexed or annoyed with somebody and I should be vexed with them because you vexed with them? But that's how the Trinidadian mind thinks. The Trinidadian mind thinks that because you vex, I should be vexed, and everybody should be vexed because you vex. Huh? And I should not talk to the person that you are not talking to. And I should not be friends with the people that you don't want to be friends with. And that's how we are designed. This evening I want to tell you, with no apology, friends can carry you, but friends will never bring you. When you choose friends, choose them wisely. When you embrace friendship that will add value to your life. Embrace friendship that will help you to bring out your true potential. Embrace friendship that will help you to climb not only the ladder of material gain and prosperity, but spiritual gain and prosperity. Keep the company of those who will help you to be the best you that you can be. And remember, in all of that, if you have remembered nothing I said, remember, character above all. Show me your friends and I will tell you. Show me your friends and I'll tell you, not who you are. We have been saying that wrong all the time. Show me your friends and I will tell you what you will become. Because you will become just like the company that you keep. Isn't that true? You become the company that you keep. So when you keep company, choose wisely. Keep the company of those who will add value to your life. Lord Ganesh, now hearing the cry of Chandrama, the moon, Lord Ganesh says, oh Chandrama, then I give you a Varadan. I can't take back the shrap. I have already spoken. And so because of this, I cannot take it back. But I will tell you, any being who looks at the moon on the night of Ganesh Jayanti, then there is a katha that they can listen to. And by listening to this katha, it will nullify the effects of looking at the moon. What katha is that? It is a katha called the Samanta katha. Where is that katha found? It is found in the Bhagavad Mahapuran. Who is going to read that katha? Not me. I did not look at the moon. The Samanta Katha, it is found in the Bhagavad Mahapuran. And so it is a katha where Bhagavan Krishna was blamed wrongfully for stealing something that he had no clue about. In life, along this journey, there are many times we'll be blamed wrongfully for things we have no clue about. But when blame comes to you, wear it with a smile. Don't defend. Not everything that comes your way, you have to defend. Always remember that. Not everything that comes your way, you have to defend. And not everything that comes your way should offend. Not everything that comes your way should offend you. Allow it to go behind you. And if it is left behind you, then it will die a natural death. But if you keep wearing it like a feather in your head, then every time you look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to see it. Forget it. Throw it behind your back and forge forward. This evening, Narad Muni says, listen, this perfect being Ganesha, look at what he did. He created great disturbance. All he was thinking about is himself. And so he ate all of the food. And Lord Vishnu says, Narad, that is not true. Lord Ganesh is a giving God. And so sit down. Let me tell you a katha about the giving nature of Lord Ganesh. Bhagavan Vishnu says at one time, a little boy started roaming through a village that could be found on the banks of the Gomati river. And so, roaming through this place, this little boy, he was very noticeable. And being very noticeable, he was screaming, he was shouting, he was trying to get the attention of all the beings who lived around. Have you ever tried to get somebody's attention? I don't know. I have said to them that when I'm sitting here, don't ever leave me alone. Somebody should stay here with me, but I'm looking everywhere to find somebody and I can't find anybody. They all disappear in thin air. And all I'm trying, they're so busy in their own conversation and their own sharing and their own whatever. I'm waving and all kind of things. And nobody pays any heed to me. Not tonight. It's a reminder. A public reminder, the private one didn't work. Trying to get everybody's attention. Everybody noticed him. But what they noticed about him is that he was walking with a handful of rice. One handful of rice. A little child, a little boy. One handful of rice and a chamach. What is a chamach? Chamach. Have you ever heard that word before? Chamach. Chamach means spoon. With one spoon of doodh. What is doodh? Doodh. One spoon of milk. A handful of rice and a spoon of milk. And carefully he's walking because he doesn't want to spill his milk and he doesn't want to scatter his rice. How far you think you could reach if you're holding a handful of rice without throwing down some or maybe spilling all? How far you think you reach? Holding this handful of rice and holding this spoon of doodh, milk, he walked around and he started summoning and he's asking everybody, door to door, I want you to make some kheer. I want you to make some kheer. What is kheer? What is kheer? Is there a difference between kheer and sweet rice? Hello? Is there a difference between kheer and sweet rice? I don't know, you figure it out. I was just asking for a friend. Door to door. And everybody seeing him with his handful of rice and this one spoon of milk, they started to laugh at him. And laughing at him, they knew that this would not be able to make anything at all. And so seeing this, they all turned him away. They all tried to chase him away. And so he's saying, I want you to make a huge bowl of kheer with this handful of rice and this one spoon of milk. Have you ever had the task of helping to prepare some kind of dish and you choose to do it at home and you tell whoever you are helping, well, drop the ingredients, Samina, and I'll make it. And they bring chunky bit of ingredients, little bit, and you wonder and you say, so how much people? And they say 50. We want you to make parsat for 50 people, but they bring 1 pound of cream of wheat. Will that work? You have to give chunky bit in their hand, for that to work. Everybody turned him away, and so they started to laugh at him, for they knew it was not enough to make the kheer. But what will happen? He did not give up. He continued roaming through the town, and roaming everywhere, screaming. He became very familiar. Everybody was aware, so they started to ignore him. They started to ignore him. The first time you hear the horn peeping outside, passing through the street, you get concerned, so you go outside and you look, isn't it? And then you recognize that it is the bread van passing. Do you know long ago had the bread van that will pass and blow the horn? And after you recognize that it's the bread van, then every other time the bread van passes, you ignore it totally, isn't it? Unless you want, actually, you don't ignore it because it's bread or dead. So you get excited. I no longer have to go to the grocery or bakery. The bread is coming home to me. So you get excited when you hear the horn. And the day that you don't want the bread, you ignore the horn, isn't it? So everybody started to ignore him because it became familiar. They were aware. And so ignoring him totally, what will happen? He stumbled on an old lady. And so this old lady could hardly hold herself up. But she was niche. Niche means she was poor. She was of a low caste. And very unhealthy and very old. What makes you old? Hello? What makes you old? What makes you young? Hello? Are you all here? What makes you old? What makes you young? You don't see what, Baba? My hair black, you know. I'm young. How old are you? Scripture has declared that something that you should not do, you should never do, is put numbers symbolic of your birthday on anything when there is a celebration of your birthday. So you know you like to put 60 and 40 and like me 90. You shouldn't do that. Age is just that. You're only as old as you allow yourself to be. You're only as old as you allow yourself to feel. Age is just a number. Gray hair doesn't mean old age. It means experience. That's what it means. So don't hide it. Why are you hiding it? Don't waste your time trying to hide it. You see the gray hair and you say, oh God, Jai be a killer, going to bed. All my hair turning gray. You get paranoid. I can't go, Baba. Why you can't go? Me and dye my hair. It's a big thing, you know. Everybody will see my grays. You're ashamed of your grays, huh? As though it is some kind of curse. It is some kind of bad omen to have gray hair. This old lady, he caught her attention. And catching her attention, he looked at her. And what would he say? The little boy was delighted. He was happy now that he got somebody who will follow his request. And so he said to her, I want you to make some kheer. And she smiled. For she knew that if she had prepared this meal, she will get some too. She knows that she will get some too. And so, as he placed the rice and the doodh in her care, there was a condition. He said to her, you must make this, but the vessel, the pot in which you are making it must be bara. Bara means what? Bara. Bara means big. It must be big, it must be huge. Bara. Bartan. You must use a big pot. And so, she was poor. So she had to borrow from the parosi. What is parosi? Oh, don't go outside and call your neighbor parosi, you know. Or parosin. They'll call the police and say you're throwing slangs, huh? You call somebody mausi. They say, who you calling mausi? I have a habit, I call people mausi. They say, who you calling mausi? I is not your mausi. I say, you're right, my mausi don't behave like you. Long ago, you had to call everybody by the appropriate name, huh? Mausi, Mausa, Pupa, Pupu. Call somebody Pupu now. Huh? What you call Pupu now? Huh? Mami, Mamu, isn't it? Kaki, Kaka. One singer made Kaki and Kaka very popular, you know. You all listen? We all wore that with pride, huh? Nobody said anything about that. But one godson of mine sung Hojaramaram, huh? And everybody get upset. They were angry. All over Facebook they're writing, you shouldn't sing that kind of song. See how confused we are? The thing that is degrading and putting down and insulting and causing, nobody said anything about that. That is enjoyment and pleasure. You're dancing, kaki and kaka. You don't even know who is your kaki and kaka. You're dancing, eh? Narad Muni is listening. And he says the old lady was so poor, she had to borrow from the neighbor. And when she went to borrow this huge pot, because the neighbor knew what was happening, the neighbor thought she was pagal. Pagal means? You ever thought somebody was crazy before? Hello? We all Trinidadians. You just watch somebody and say, she look like she missing some screw. Huh? You say, how he behaving so? Like the marbles not in one basket, they scatter. Huh? Strange. We know all who crazy, but you forget you more crazy than everybody. Huh? All of us have a little streak of insanity in us, you know. Do you know? Do you all know that? Shake your head up and down. Do you know that? All of us have a little monkey in us, you know. Do you all know that? Shake your head up and down. Huh? Is it only me have the monkey? All of us have a little horse in us, you know. Everybody when we were small, they say, stop running like a... Isn't that true? Shake your head up and down. It's true. Huh? She went to borrow this pot, this vessel, this burtan. And the neighbor thought she was pagal because one handful of rice in this big pot. Our foreparents, our ajis and nani, in the kitchen, all the ajis and all the nani have one particular pot, they call it a curry pot. You all know that? They have one pot they call the dal pot, and they have one pot called the rice pot. And for their whole life, it's only those three pots, like road march on the stove. The pot black like me outside, but shining inside, you know. Huh? And the curry pot small, you know. But the food never run out. Because you know why? There is some level of barakat. There is some level of blessing that other pot carries with it. Huh? There is some level of... She placed the doodh, she placed the rice, and she placed a little bit of sugar in there. And the little boy observed that she put the pot up on the stove, on the chulha. And while putting the pot up on the chulha, he says, I'm about to leave, but I want you to listen to my instruction. He's giving a next instruction. Somebody ever asked you to do something and they only instructing you what to do? They're telling you in detail. And you say, hey, I do this a million times before, you know. You don't have to tell me. Whenever I have to officiate at a funeral, the family always goes into panic. They say, Baba, will we tell you what we put on the program now? I say, well, you could put anything on the program, you know. When I come, I'm the boss, I'm in charge. So, it doesn't mean that, you know, everything have to go in a... No, we want it to go just as planned. It have to happen the way we're telling you. Because, you know, she tell me what to do before she dead. But she done that, you know. When you're dead, you're not the authority, you know. When you're dead, they go in the wardrobe and they pull out your most kunjanani outfit. The ugliest one. And they put it on for you. Huh? They put on all kind of thing and stick it up in your eye and thing and... You specify, you say you want something red. You didn't tell them something new red in the wardrobe. So they put on the thing you get married with 60 years ago. Huh? Inside the day you're looking dinchap. You ever hear that word dinchap? So when you're dead, you're not the authority. Because you try to make plans. But not necessarily those plans will come into being. Always remember that. So you want something to wear it while you're living. Put on your nicery while you're living. Enjoy it. Enjoy the glamour while you're alive. When you're dead, somebody will take care of that. Don't worry about when you're dead. I'm saving money for when I'm dead so they could do my prayers. I have news for you. You have to be dead first. When you're dead, you can't use no money. But they never leave nobody by the road to rotten. Right? So they will do your prayers and they will do your funeral. Don't be worried about that. What they do, they do. You pray while you're alive. You make peace with your maker while you're alive. You communicate with your God while you're alive. You give the dhan with your own hand while you're alive. Because when you're dead and your soul need the little lamp, they buy the chunkiest one. It can't even light. One day they light, I stopped lighting lamp. I personally don't light any lamp. You could light it if you want. Because I light the lamp and you know what happened? They put thinners in there. Boom! And they say, Baba, what you do? And I say, me? I nearly dead too. They would have to do my bandara there too. So, do your thing while you're alive. It says, she placed the ingredients in the pot. And placing the ingredients in the pot, what will happen? He gave the instruction. He says, I'm leaving. But do not eat of this kheer until I come back. Do not eat of the kheer until I come back. And so he went his way. What will happen? Narayana, Narayana, Jai Govinda Hare. Narayana, Sri Narayana, Jai Gopal Hare. मांगे करने वाले बाजू में का प्रकार उन्हों का स्वादिष्ट का देने वाले जिसमें का जग जे जुग जे करने वाले जिसमें का उसके का बर्तन देखते का वाकीर का बराबर टन का देखते उन्होंने का रहते गए जिसमें का पाठ चलते का भगवान गणेश का अश्वाढ़ है जबने नहीं लूते हैं इसलिए का चमच का दूध लिया का भगवान गणपति जिसमें का लिया का रक्षा करने वाले लिया का फिर उसके का कीर तब कहीं का जब का वा पूर्वक का तरने वाले बार नहीं गए नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण श्री नारायण जय गोपाल हरे
नारायण नारायण जय गोविंद हरे नारायण श्री नारायण जय गोपाल हरे.
She covered the pot, and so while waiting for the kheer to be cooked, she fell asleep. And so falling asleep, she was awakened after some time by the beautiful smell, the aroma that was coming from the kheer. It woke her up. Ever get up early in the morning smelling food? You get up hungry, you know. I never forget, as a child growing up, especially when we have the puja at home, 4 o'clock in the morning, when you see that ghee goes in the pot and the road begins to fry. Because the only puja we ever do at home is Kathan road. And when that road begins to fry 4 o'clock in the morning and the ghee begins to fill the atmosphere, it gives a different feeling, a different kind of bhav comes early in the morning. Huh? Now you put 5 pan of ghee in the pot and you can't smell nothing. Long ago the quality was better. Isn't it? Long ago, the quality was better, and our attitude and bhakti and everything was different. The energy that came was different. There was a certain kind of excitement that came with puja long ago, isn't it? When they put the fruits on the table, the fruits smell up the whole house. Huh? The whole house begins to smell like fruit. I don't know about you, but on the table we will buy new tablecloth, and that tablecloth had a smell too. Huh? On the ground, we'll put a piece of linoleum, the carpet. You all know about that? And even that had a smell too, eh? Even that had a different kind of smell. And I don't know about you, but you see, 2 days before the puja, we'll have to paint the front step and the back step in post office red. You all remember that? Post office red nearly break out. We back plenty time when the rain fall, eh? But it was post office red. And when you paint the front step, you have to remember you have to pass on the back step. And when you paint the back step, you have to remember you have the front step. And sometime if you didn't think good, you painted 2-step, you had to stay downstairs. Huh? She was awakened by the smell, the aroma. And so being awakened by the smell, she rushed to the pot quickly. And so rushing to the pot had filled to the brim, overflowing with kheer. And she wondered, what kind of jadoo is this? What is jadoo? What kind of jadoo is this? What kind of magic? What kind of magic is happening here? But the smell was so good, immediately her stomach started to grumble. And so she sat patiently waiting for this little boy to come back. Patiently. The wife said, Baba, if you know I love my husband, I don't eat until he come home, Wherever hour in the night he come, I waiting for he, And I just put the food in the microwave. And I pull it out from the microwave and I put it on the table. And two of we just sit down there. And I just feed he and he just feed me. And Baba, I do eat nothing sometime whole day. And I just go to sleep in the night, sometime hungry when he come late. I can't even catch myself to get up. You're right. You need to catch yourself. You're really falling. Me, I don't ever think I will love anybody so much. Sorry. I am hungry, I am eating. You hungry, you eat. The law is, it have food, eat. I don't mind sharing something with you. That's fine. I don't mind eating together with you. That's fine. But once it is within reason. Me ain't waiting 10 o'clock to eat with nobody. Sorry for you. Baba over love him. So I just wait. You're right. You over love him. Wait. You're dead before he. And the next lady will come. She will come and take over the whole house. Because you know why? You're foolish. You're killing yourself. Eat. When you're hungry, eat. It has nothing to do with love. It has to do with hunger. Starvation has nothing to do with love. You all agree with that? Shake your head up and down. You all agree with that? You can't be foolish. Be intelligent. Be wise. There is a difference between love and lust. Huh? There is a difference between love and lust. The wife doing everything for you your whole life, You never one day carry she for a little ice cream. You never one day carry her for a little drive. You find some lady and the lady say, oh God, you're over nice. Thank God she really know you, Because the devil make you. You followed straight from hell. And the wife who does everything for you. You put she in a corner and now you're carrying Maharani for ice cream. And you're posting a picture on Facebook. And when your wife say, but I see it on Facebook, you say, you mustn't believe everything you see. That's crazy. Don't believe that. That's not true. Facebook thing, that is makeup thing and put it. That is joint picture and thing. Kissing and thing, And you say, no, not me. I have a twin. They really say to have a man looking like me, You never appreciate what you have. And you always throw away what you have thinking you'll find better. And you know what? Throw away what you have and you know it's good to go for better. You know what you'll end up with? You know what you'll end up with? Don't answer. Let me get in trouble alone. You don't answer. Let me alone get in trouble. Because you see, the truth always sounds very offensive. Nobody likes to hear the truth. You're looking everywhere for love and for somebody to love you. Love yourself first. Learn to love yourself first before anybody could love you. Sit down and admire yourself and appreciate yourself first. Take some time to look after yourself and your own hygiene. Take some time to enrich yourself. Take some time to polish yourself. Take some time to think and to reflect. I have children. They're expecting me to set an example. They're expecting me to show them the way that they should live. They're expecting me to set the guidelines and the rule. You have daughters too. Your son-in-law is looking at what you're doing. And when he does that to your daughter, how will you feel? Put yourself in all different positions. Because you want to know something? When you were choosing your wife, I wasn't there. But 20 years after, you can't realize and suddenly want to change. Treat your wife bad and treat somebody strange good because they could give you a gift. Because easy come. Answer me. Easy come? No. Easy come, easier go. Always remember that. Not just easy, easier. People hold us to ransom because of the things that they have. People hold us to ransom because of the things that they can do. But you want to know something? Be intelligent. A day will come when none of those things will matter, but your character above all. Always remember that. The character, not of you, but the character of your mother and your father, because their name lives on through you. They should be proud, even in their grave, they should be proud of you. Always remember that. You should lift the name of your parents by the legacy that you leave behind. And so, she's awakened by the smell. She's hungry, she's waiting. But she can wait no more. The cleanest vessel, the cleanest thing that she has is the chamach, the spoon. That's the cleanest thing that she has. What's the cleanest thing you have at home? You want to know how clean somebody's home is? Visit their bathroom, their toilet. Then you will know how clean their home is. You want to know how clean a person is? By just looking at them? Don't watch their hair, no. Don't watch their face. Don't watch their fingernails. Watch their toe. See how they keep their toe. See how they keep their foot. And it tells all about the cleanliness of that person. It tells what kind of person you are. Just by your toes. So you must wear your toes with pride. Wear your toes with pride. Polish up the nail and thing. Make it look a little good. Sit down home and do a little pedicure. Give yourself a little TLC. Give yourself a little love and care. And the only person that could do that for you is? The only person that could do that for you is? You. Do that for yourself. Spend some time on yourself. For yourself. And so, she takes a spoon. And she takes out one spoonful. And she goes to her altar. And on the altar there is a chote murti. Chote means small. Chote murti, a small murti. The size of the murti doesn't matter. It is the bhakti, the devotion in which you pray that matters. The murti is geared to help us to have some kind of vision. To help us to have some kind of focus. Not to stray, not to lose our balance. And that's what the murti is geared at. And so, she took the spoon of kheer and she placed it in front of the murti. And she fed the murti, the kheer. She sat down and she started to eat, but she was eating from the pot. Because she has no vessel, she is poor. She's eating from the pot. In Trinidad, they say when you eat from the pot, what will happen? Oh, you all know. Last night we spoke about that. That's not true. Well, I don't know if that's true, but I tried to see if I'll find that anywhere in scripture. I did not see that. I saw where it says that you are not supposed to eat from a pot. Why? Because you are jutaing the food. And anytime you juta the food and you feed it to the gas, you get a sin. It is a pap. That's why when you're cooking the big pot of food, you don't only take your finger and lick it like that. There's some people, they will cook any amount of food and they don't have to taste anything. They know if it has enough by the smell. When we are making the parasad, I say to them, I say it needs some more sugar. They say, how you know? I say, I am smelling it. They say, you smelling sugar? And then when the parasad is done, they say, you were right, it really wanted some more sugar. Because you know, by your experience, you know what it is supposed to smell like. It says she sat there and she started to eat from the pot. And as soon as she started to eat, what will happen? The little boy appeared. The little boy who had warned her, do not eat until I appears. Every day for the thief, you know, but one day for the master. Have you ever heard that before? Every day for the thief, but one day for the master. And so she gets caught in the act. And being caught in the act, she begins to stutter and stammer. Somebody ever catch you doing something you're not supposed to do? Huh? How you react? How you react? Adi was, you begin to stutter, you begin to stammer. It says, what will happen? As he enters, she falls to his feet and she begins to beg for Chama. पाहि पाहि ओ पाहि पाहि गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना
पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना
पाहि पाहि ओ पाहि पाहि गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना
पाहि 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 गजानना पार्वती नंदा गजानना
She falls to the feet of the little boy and she begins to beg with Shama for forgiveness. And she says, I waited and I waited and I waited and I thought you were not coming, you forgot me. So I started to eat. But before I started to eat, I offered some to my murti of Lord Ganesh. The little boy, he replied and he says, I know, I ate it already. The little boy replied and he says, I know, I ate it already. She got up and she rushed to her murti and her spoon was empty. And so she was stunned. She was confused. She could not believe what was happening. And she looked at him and she said, you ate it? And he says, yes, I ate it. She says, so is it that you are Lord Ganesh? He says, I am Lord Ganesh. She falls to the feet of the little boy. And falling to the feet of the little boy, he now gives an instruction. He says, take this gear and distribute it to the home of all of those who turned me away. And so share with them so that they will be blessed also. We believe in Trinidad in a proverb that says, do unto others as you will have them do unto. But we also believe in another proverb that says, do for do no. I can't hear you. Do for do no. Only kindergarten children believe, children under the age of 5 believe in do for do no harm. Adults don't believe in that. Adults believe that what you do is your karma. Adults believe that what you do, you will pay for. And what you do, I don't have to retaliate. I don't have to. I'm going to leave it in the care of Bhagwan, God. I'm going to leave it at the feet of Bhagwan. Let God take control. She was stunned that he was saying to share. When everybody turned him away, he's saying to share with everybody. And so she looked at him and she says, well, I jhutad it. I ate from it. Should I still share it? And he says, no, you didn't juta it. You blessed it. You blessed it. And she was confused. Have you ever heard that when the old people lift their hand and bless you, it is a genuine blessing? Have you ever heard that before? Have you ever heard that when the old people cry on you, not even God could erase those tears? Have you ever heard that? Not even God could take away that sharp, that curse. Have you ever heard that before? Lord Ganesh is saying you blessed it. You simply blessed it. And so share it. We're making the parsad, You're making the gulab jamun and you're rolling it. And you're frying and you're putting the pag and all kind of thing, But you want to impress the Pundit and you want to impress God and you want the neighbor to see your bag full with gulab jamun and all kind of thing. The little baby come and say, I want one. You say, no, tomorrow. You'll get that. And the little child come out, Mommy, I want one. No, you can't get that. That's of God. And you so want to make it perfect, but you put in blue band butter with salt in it. And the little child who is innocent come to you and say, well, give me one now. And you say, no, go away. Strange, The best sweets to offer in puja is, you know what kind? The kind that you make with your own. Sanjay will tell you. The first few times I went to the puja, I'm looking at the sweets. I say, Sanjay, you and your wife, you're young. You have children. The night before the puja, if you can't do it the morning of the puja, go in your kitchen. There is a thing called YouTube. Google it. You will see all of the ingredients and how to make it. And make it a project. You all enjoy making the sweets. And you don't have to make a whole set of things. Make what is necessary for the puja. And you're not impressing me or God. Make it with your own hand. Do you know every time I go, they're proud to show me what they make? Every time I go, they're happy to show me what they made. They're here tonight and shaking their head up and down. They're proud to show. Practice makes. But while practicing, chances are you might fail. Your failure is not to make you feel bad. Your failure is to make you experienced, so that you will know what to do. The best person who makes the best things didn't always make it the best, Because a cook will tell you that you could cook the same thing over and over and over and over, and chances are it will never come out the same. It will never come out the same. Look, Mama is a cook in the temple in Sandigrandi, the Sant Nagar temple. She came all the way from Sandigrandi. She is one of the chief cooks. Is that true, Mama? Sitting in the front row in pink. Is that true? Same ingredient, but it would not necessarily come out the same. Is that the truth? We make 2 pots of parsad every single day. 2 gigantic pots. Sometimes one come out brown and one come out white. Sometimes one come out a little more white than the other one. And they say, what we gonna do? I say, just mix it up. That's what we gonna do. We'll just mix it up. When they watch it, they say, this is black and white parsad. Now they want to drink, they want to eat. Because no matter how you try, it may not necessarily come out the same. But practice makes. It is better to try. It is always better to try. Don't say I can't. Say I will try. Say I'm willing to try. And in trying you may fail many times, but use your failures as stepping stones to climb to victory. She begins to distribute the gear, and everybody is stunned. They're shocked. She's poor. Where did she get from? How is she able to give? The poorest man will find and give. The richest man will say, me I have. Think hard. True or not? You go to the poor man's home and they don't know what to give you. They don't know how to treat you. They don't know what to do to make you happy. You go by the rich man's house, they say, oh God, you come. You could have said, come in, we'd have cooked something. You go by the poor man. The poor man say, wait, I'm cooking something. Sit down. 10 minutes, you're getting hot roti. They've been 10 hours, huh? But to encourage you to stay, they will sit down. The best food you'll ever eat is food that costs very little money, Fig to carry. Huh? The best food you'll ever eat. I don't think you'd have a single person in this world that don't like fry aloo. Huh? If you don't like fry aloo, something wrong with you. Well, I don't like fry aloo, but I like French fries. Huh? I like French fries. Well, I don't know if it's French because they make it with Irish potato. Huh? The best food you will eat is hot sada roti and butter. Huh? The best food that you will eat is a slice of bread and condensed milk. Isn't it? Have you ever eaten that before? The best food that you will eat is sada roti with a piece of cheese in there and some kuchila. Ever eat that? Costs little or nothing, but you enjoy it. The best food that you will eat is dal puri, toast the next day on the tower, and you roll up a piece of cheese in there. Have you ever eaten that before? The best food that you'll ever eat. It costs zero, but it tastes really good, isn't it? Tonight I want to tell you that the best things and the things that will bring great enjoyment to us are the things that are priceless. Money can't buy them. Because there is no amount of money that could buy us happiness or joy. Always remember that. And so sharing, everybody becomes confused. Tonight, nobody sees your trouble. Nobody sees your distress. Nobody sees your suffering. You know what they see? They see when you dress up with your lipstick and your powder. They see when you're wearing your nice kurta. That's what they see. Nobody sees when you have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work. And when you have to slave behind your business to be who and what you are. Nobody sees that. But you know what they see? They see you in glamour. And they say, I wish. Don't wish. God helps those who first help them. No, we say that wrong too. God helps those who first try to help themselves. It is in trying that you may fail, but never forget to try. They're confused. How can this poor lady share? You don't have to be rich to share. And sharing doesn't only mean giving something that is physical. Share a smile. Share a good word. Give a word of encouragement. And great merits, great blessings will come. For they are positive seeds that you have planted. And when people try to bury you, when people try to destroy you, when people try to throw dirt over you, always remember, you're a seed. They're planting you. And when a seed is buried, the only thing that will happen to that seed is that it will grow. Grow to become successful. Put aside your ego. Put aside your pride. Wear the flag of humility and simplicity. Be humble, simple, and sincere. Ganesh Bhagavan ki Jai.